2/3 of you would probably agree with me that sometimes if you're ADD, sleep is hard to come by. Why 2/3? Because 2/3 of people with ADD have significant sleep problems, be it falling asleep or staying asleep. Hi, this is G.H. Glade for Coaching ADD. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. We were talking about her daughter who was away for her first year at college. Her daughter had discovered something that helped her sleep a lot better. And in fact, it worked so well that she wouldn't use it on Sunday night because she'd oversleep her alarm and not make it to class. So what was this thing? It was a weighted blanket. Yes, weighted blankets have been used for a variety of different things. And this got my curiosity up because to have a non-pharmaceutical intervention on sleep that really got sleep a lot better was really intriguing for me. So I went to the research. And there wasn't a lot in the way of research. There was one study with kids that showed they did better on attentional tasks. So where'd I go? Amazon, what can I say? So what did I find? Well, I picked one that was fairly inexpensive, and I saw almost 17,000 reviews, which was astronomical. And most of these were 5-star reviews. Better than 85% were 4 and 5-star reviews. I was really impressed. And so I wanted to dig a little deeper into what people were saying about weighted blankets. And I'll share with you some of those comments that I found pretty remarkable. Possibly the best purchase I've made in recent history. I've never slept better, and better is underlined. The slight pressure puts me to sleep almost immediately, and my rest is more effective than I think it's ever been. This blanket has changed, that I sleep through my husband's alarm, no problem. I don't even notice him getting out of bed. And there was another review, again a 5-star. I bought this blanket because I have trouble falling asleep. I couldn't be any happier with the blanket. Not only does it put me to sleep quicker, but it also helps me stay asleep. Also, at night, I usually bring it into the living room and lay down with it, and this helps me relax before I hit the hay for the night. Well, this got me curious, and I investigated the science. The science revolves around a deep stimulation of tissue. When you roll, it sort of massages you, and it gives that sort of sense like a baby of being swaddled. I found that it's broadly used to treat anxiety. And I'm interested in seeing more studies, particularly with kids and anxiety, because during COVID, there's an abundance of that. I think it could have some real utility. So what did I do? Well, I decided I'd be the crash test dummy. And before we go into my experience, I'd ask you if you have had experience with these. Share those in the comments. I'm sure other people would like to hear about your experience, both good and bad. And while you're at it, if you like this presentation, how about giving me a like? I appreciate that. So anyway, I ordered my weighted blanket, and it comes. And let me tell you, it's really heavy. It has a warning on the box. So I brought this thing out, and I decided I'd look at metrics for 10 days. And I looked at time to fall asleep, my sense of depth of sleep, and how long I slept. Now, I personally am just programmed to get up at 5 a.m. It's kind of a curse. And what I found is that without an alarm clock set, I slept an hour more. My 7 hours jumped to 8 hours. I felt more rested, and clearly I was sleeping deeper. And what I also noticed is my mind was quieter as I was going to sleep, and it resulted in me falling asleep much faster. I don't even remember how long it took. It was that fast. So a weighted blanket has some caveats. One of the things you should understand is a weighted blanket should be within 7 to 12% of your total body weight. There are some precautions. Asthma is one of them. I have asthma, COPD, and use of a CPAP. I use both of those, had no problem, but my experience doesn't necessarily generalize to everybody's. And I would consult with your doctor if you have major healthcare concerns that impact respiratory function before you get one of these. Well, it's really interesting. You don't just throw this over you, because that puppy is heavy, let me tell you. You kind of install yourself into bed. I don't know what I'm going to do about travel. I'm probably going to buy a second one for a place I go relatively frequently rather than carry that around. The 20-pound rated blanket weighs about 30 pounds. It is no lightweight to lug around. But, you know, I am sold. I am going to be using weighted blankets from here on out. I actually kind of look forward to getting under the thing. It did take me about 5 or 6 minutes to get used to being under it the first time. After that, I found it very comfortable. So again, I would really like you to share your experiences, both good and bad. If you've had a negative experience with a weighted blanket, I'd like to hear about it. The biggest complaint there was is temperature. And mine is fairly light. I have to put an extra blanket over it to keep warm. But share those experiences in the comments. I'm sure other people would appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this presentation and found it useful, not only give it a like, but give it a share. Other people could use this information. So this is G.H. Glade for Coaching ADD, and I will see you next week when I'll post another video, and that will be on Monday. Until then, have a great day.